Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I am going to show you a combined automatic wool and flower farm. I designed this farm because of my need for different dyes and colored wool, and because a separate wool and flower farm was too bulky to place in my base. This farm is designed to be placed in or near your base, so every time you are in and around your base the farm will produce. And as all of my farms, the rates of this one are enough for the, well, let's say normal player that does not need to fill a shop with dyes or wool. You can use just one farm like this and change out the color flower in the front, or you can place multiple next to each other with different color flowers and different color sheep and have the farm still working separate from each other. Before we start the tutorial, a little correction up front. While recording this video I kept referring to droppers, but there are no droppers in this build. Only dispensers are used. Now let's go to the tutorial. In this shulker box are the materials needed for the farm, and in the description there's a material list. To build the farm we have two areas. The farm area, which is 6 blocks long, 5 blocks wide and 8 blocks high. And there's the optional area for the collection chest, which is 4 blocks long, 5 blocks wide and 3 blocks high. The reason that the collection area is optional is because most of you would probably like to connect the farm to an item sorter instead of having chests in front of it. I will only show you the placing of the optional chest in this tutorial. If you have any questions about hooking up to your item sorter, please let me know in the comments and I will see if I can help. Now let's start building. So we're gonna start on the middle block and then one block in, like there. Place 2 solid blocks, 2 chests on top of that. Again, this area is optional. Place 5 hoppers directly into the chest. 1 temporary block on the last hopper. 1 block on top of that. Remove the temporary block. Place a hopper going downwards in this hopper here. Then on the side, one into that, and the same on the other side. And the same this. So we got this pattern. This hopper goes into there, this one goes into there, and the same on this side. This will flow into this one, and this will flow into the chest. Place a grass block on top of this, on the middle one, and 1 glass block out as well. Go down and place a rail on top of this hopper. You can do this by either crouching or clicking on this block here. Place a minecart with a hopper on top of that. On the end we're gonna place an observer going out of the block, so it's looking at this grass block and going out. On the end of that observer place a solid block. Place a redstone dust on top of that solid block. Now on top of this observer we're gonna place a dispenser facing forward. And on top of this dispenser we're gonna place 2 hoppers and a chest. Like that. Now inside the chest you can put your shears. You need at least 1, but you can fill this totally up. This is the block where the sheep will stand. From this block we're gonna go 1 block out on either side. Then a grass block and the grass block to like that. So we got a row of 5 grass like so. Same on this side. Like that. Now we need to place the minecarts here. So we need temporary rails and a minecart. Be careful not to shift any. Don't hit this because then you remove it. Don't walk into it because then they go crooked. Place it like that. Do the same for this one. And the same on the other side. Again, be careful not to touch these. There we go. Now block these two cards in with some solid blocks. Leave the middle open, we need that. Place 2 high glass out of grass, like that. Do the same on this side. And now place 5 grass on top of your minecarts, like so. If you want a colored front, then this is time to put it in. If you don't want a color front, just put in normal glass. Now cover these pieces of grass as well, so the only first 2 are open. Place some temporary blocks on the block where the flower will go. Go 4 high and remove the bottom 3. Now stand in the middle. Place an observer facing upwards. Place a dropper facing downwards. This will hold your bone meal. Now we're gonna extend this temporary block like that, so we can place the other dispensers. These 4 also need to face downward. Now cover this up with 2 solid blocks. Place a hopper into that dropper for the bone meal. While we're here, we can place the flower. Place any color you want. And now we can cover this up with the last piece of glass and place a chest on top of this. The temporary blocks you can remove. And now is the time to put in the sheep. As I am in creative, I will use a spawn egg, but normally you can use a lead, minecart, or lure them in with wheat. Like that. While we're up here, place your bone meal inside this chest and cover off the sheep with a piece of glass like that. Now we need to make the system so all the droppers will be fired. Place a observer on top of the redstone on the end. Place redstone dust on top of that and 2 redstone dust to the left. Go up the 2 glass pieces and place a repeater like that on 1 tick. Now on the back we're gonna place a repeater on 4 ticks. Against that repeater we're gonna place a observer facing this way. Then a solid block and then a redstone dust. Now this will power these 2 droppers and this will power this dropper. We need to do this the same on the other side, but because this design can have multiple units next to each other, we need to separate the circuits from each other. So, but doing that by going up, go 1 block up, place redstone dust, place a repeater on 4 ticks. Into the repeater by crouching you can place an observer, then a solid block, and on top of the dropper 1 redstone dust. Now this will all fire up when the sheep will eat the grass. So all we need to do now is place in the water. So place one bucket in each dropper, like that. And then we have to wait till the sheep will eat the grass again, so it can be sheared again. While we're waiting, we can make the platform in front. Make sure you place a half slab here, otherwise the chest won't open. And we got a platform where we can walk on. The reason we left this open is because perhaps you want to change the flower. So you can just do that. Again, the bone meal will go on top of it and you got a new color coming out. The same you can do with the sheep. You can dye the sheep on forehand. We now just got white sheep. But if you dye the sheep red, for instance, then you will get red wool. And that way you can make a whole stack with all the possible colors. Again, the system isn't really fast, but as long as you have it near your base and you're running around inside your base, you will get plenty of wool and plenty of dyes. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. Have a great day and I will catch you on the next video. Bye bye.